What's up everybody, MDW again for another video, and today I have in my hand possibly the only reason why I still actually bother watching Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace. You saw pictures of him on a magazine when the film first came out and are absolutely blown away with excitement of this guy, and they finally released him in Sideshow Collectables 1/6 scale. So I've got him over Christmas time, and now we're going to look at the ferocious, the amazing Darth Maul by Sideshow Collectables. Stay with me guys, we're going to crack this bad boy open now and see what he's all about. So there we go, let's have a look at the figure itself. There's the box with a picture of Darth Maul on it, and on the back you get another picture of Darth Maul. There's a close up there for you of him. And then Sideshow do their figures a little differently than Hot Toys, so they've got like a small window box where you open it up and you can see the figure inside. There's a little close up of him there. Straight away you can tell the detail of the figure is to die for. Here he is outside the box, so sitting next to him. You don't get much with this figure, which I'll go through in a second. There's a little close-up of him there. And there he is outside the box. Just look at that sculpt. Superb. So there's a few size comparisons coming up. He's very small. There he is next to the Hot Toys Death Trooper figure. They're still the same scale. So you can see he towers over him. Now obviously Darth Maul in the film was very small and Ray Park, but look at that compared to the Darth Vader Hot Toys. There is something seriously wrong there, but they're both in the same scale. It's just that he is such a tiny figure. Welcome back guys. So we have taken him out of the box now, and we're going to have a closer look at Darth Maul. So right off the bat, when I'm checking out the box, the likeness of this guy is superb. Now apparently they've done some sort of really in-depth sculpt for this figure. I don't know whether that's why it commands a bit more of a higher price for normal Sideshow figures, but the likeness to Ray Park is really spooky. Really spooky. It's so good. He's got the kind of displeased look on his face, that just the pure hatred in his face and his eyes and everything. You can pick him out. Look at that, absolutely incredible. The eyes are superb. They've got this like little kind of glossy shine to them as well, you can see there. So it just looks so evil and just really knocked off, which I think was just the coolest look for him in the Phantom Menace. As soon as you saw him you knew that he was just a badass. So this figure stands around about 11 inches tall, I think, just around about, yeah, just over 11 inches. Now you've seen the size comparison ones compared to like Darth Vader and everything, and he is tiny compared to Darth Vader. I literally had to double check to make sure that it was the same scale figure. So it is 1/6 scale figure, so he is just the size of him. When you compare him to something like Darth Vader, you get an idea. I mean, in the film as well, he's quite a small fellow anyway. Ray Park, he's quite, you know, he's not like a massively tall guy. And Darth Maul is kind of just more this acrobat kind of powerhouse figure rather than just pure kind of muscle. So we're going to have a rundown of the figure now. So there's not like a massive amount of detail going on. His face, obviously, like I said, is absolutely incredible. There, okay, but he's got his black tunic on. So he's got the belt there, materialistic belt. And then the material is, you know, it's pretty standard. I mean, you know, it's made nicely there. It just sits on him. It's just all black, really. There's no. I mean, they've got the big kind of puffy arm bits there, and he's got his leather gloves as well. Well, it's actually like hard plastic. It's not really leather, actually. These are all nicely done material though. And his belt there is kind of a leathery material, and he's got like two belts on. So he's got one belt there, and then a kind of a smaller belt over, which can move up and down. So that's quite a nice detail. Then he's got his loincloth there as well. His loincloth has got wiring in it, which is cool. So again, you've got that on each side, so you can pose his loincloth there. And he's got it obviously in the smaller one as well, the smaller bit of the loincloth. I love it when they do this. Such a good piece of detail. So you've got it in this one here as well, and then the one underneath. So you really can kind of have him like, you know, standing in the wind with a, you know, blowing with his lightsaber out or anything like that. You know, as if he's in like mid kind of swing with his saber there, which is really cool. And then he's got obviously the boots as well.
that he hasn't got like any ankle articulation apart from the kind of up and down movement. It doesn't really twist from side to side, but his boots does. So we're going to run down the articulation now. So his head is on a swivel, so it's really strange. It doesn't kind of like pop off like the other ones do on the Hot Toys figures, so the Stormtrooper head. So the whole kind of head and neck moves. So the ball joint is kind of, the joint is down here. So it kind of turns there, up and down. Oh, just come out there. So okay, yeah. So there's a little peg there that the head sits on, and just pops back in there as well and moves up and down, left and right there. But the whole neck moves, so the head doesn't really swivel. Kind of his whole neck moves there. Articulation in his arms, he's got the shoulder joints there. Now because of this material cloth, he's got a great range of motion. So he's got joints there at his elbow, his wrist swivels there, and his hand swivel. Same the other side there. He's got really good torso crunch as well, so you can hunch him forward there, back, swivels there as well. And then his joints and the movement there, his legs. He's got these kind of funny kind of karate trousers on underneath, which kind of hinder the movement a little bit. But you know, he can get high kicks, so he gets cool Darth Maul kick like he does in the film. He's got the knee joint bends there, like I said, in his boot swivels as well, and kind of doesn't really move up and down because this kind of front plate to his boot is joined to the bottom of his boot there. So yeah, it kind of swivels, but you can't move it up and down there. So there's a rundown of the motion. He does move very freely as well, so it's cool. So I'm guessing you can get some awesome poses in with him with his lightsaber, which I'm going to be showcasing you guys in a second. Okay, so with like all other Sideshow collectible figures as well, so you get the base with him. So this is coming the same with the Hot Toys and the Sideshow. So you've got the hexagonal base that comes in the box, the Star Wars logo on the bottom there, and it's got this little peg that sits in, and then your figure, you can pull it up and down and adjust it. There's this little hook, so your figure can stand there and obviously not move, and then it protects him as well so he doesn't fall over and damage himself. Other accessories Darth Maul comes with, so he's got an abundance of hands with there. Not much detailing on the hand, to be honest with you. I mean, the whole figure is lovely, but there isn't much room for detailing on it apart from the actual material bits itself, just because obviously he's just all black. So there's a hand there. So he's got like this kind of pushing out kind of hand there. It's kind of Obi-Wan in him, and he's got two clenched fists there as well. And then he's just got the open kind of hand there as well, just for like a normal standard standing there, I suppose. And you got obviously the famous Darth Maul lightsaber as well. Loads of good detail on it as well. So he's got the shiny metal silver there, and obviously the red lights, the red buttons on there as well to ignite his saber. And then obviously I believe that's oh, that could be the on switch there. I think yeah, it's just decorative stuff. And then you get the two blades as well in the box. So they come packaged in the clear plastic packaging there. So get these two, have a look at them. So again, yeah, translucent plastic there. They've got a nice little point on the end of them, quite long as well. They've got a bit of kind of detailing on them. They fit the they're not straight. They kind of feel like they've got a bit of texture to them as well. You only get these two bits with him. So the two lightsaber blades there, and then the lightsaber, and then your hands. To be honest, I'm a little bit bummed. I think they could have done a lot more with this figure. I mean, yeah, this is one of the first figures that we've had out of Darth Maul in this kind of detail. You know, Sideshow have done Darth Maul figures in the past, I believe, but they've really gone to town with the detail in this one. And I just thought for such an iconic figure, they could have just done a bit more with it. I mean, I know there's a special edition version of this figure that you can get, which comes with, I believe, another lightsaber blade, like half his lightsaber when he gets cut with Obi-Wan. So yeah, the special edition. Why would you not put this in with that? And I don't know why as well. I just fancy perhaps like a different head. I mean, I love this head. The sculpt on it is absolutely superb. And it's like you can't fault it. But I would have liked to have seen perhaps one with his teeth. You know, he's showing his teeth there as well, because he looks pretty nasty when he's doing that as well. I just thought if that head popped off and they put another one of him grimacing in there as well, that would have been really cool as well. And possibly even his hood. I know this figure's based on the Battle of Naboo, the final Duel of Fates at the end of Phantom Menace, but he does have his hood and the cape at the start of that he pulls down before the music starts. So I would just like to have perhaps seen that, because this figure does command quite a high price point, which I'm going to go on to show you in a bit. But I just thought they missed the trick with this guy. The stand is a bit bland. I've had a Boba Fett Sideshow figure, and the stand was a bit compared to like the Hot Toy stuff that they're knocking out, especially with the Rogue One with this little kind of lithograph on it, which is really cool. I just think that they could have just kind of made a little bit more effort with this sort of stuff, especially with the amount of money that you pay out for these sort of figures.
So a nice little addition to the figure there. If you don't want to display him holding his lightsaber, it's got the little black clip on the back of his saber there, and he's got a little pouch that he just hooks over and sits there nicely on his belt. So there we go, guys. We've had a look at Darth Maul outside of the box, what the box looks like, and all his accessories. This is a great figure. Darth Maul has always been one of my most favourite characters from Star Wars. Even as a kid, I absolutely loved him. When I saw the original pictures of him, he just commands respect straight away. He just fell in love with the character. Such a shame he died in it. Now, the figure itself is quite small and you don't get much for it. The price is really crazy. Because it's a super duper sculpt, apparently it commands just a little bit higher price, apparently from Sideshow. You're going to pay, you know, I don't know, in the UK eBay, 300, perhaps 250 I've seen this guy go for. There's not many in the UK. I imported this one and I really love the figure, but it is nowhere near worth £300. So if you're going to get hold of it, try and import it if you can from the States or somewhere, or just wait for the price to come down or get it for the right price, you know, off a random buyer. But there we go, guys. There's a look at the Sideshow Collectables 1/6 scale Darth Maul figure. Thanks very much for joining me. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. MDW signing off. See you later.